So Companion is an absolutely brilliant science fiction comedy thriller that just blends together so many movies, for example Ex Machina, Stepford Wives, Scream, Terminator to name a few, and there are just so many twists and turns in this movie, and it's just really shocking that they're able to pack in so much brilliant storyline material in a brilliant 90-minute package. And I feel like every single cast member just does such a good job and is so well paced as it goes through all of its storyline material in such a fast-paced way, but not in a rushing way, as it does stay in certain moments for as long as you need to be in them for, so it's so gripping and not at all boring. And there's so many brilliant themes and social commentary across this movie, for example abuse, treating people like slaves, love, purpose, and being replaced. So let's go through all of the main players now one by one. So I feel like Jack Quaid, I feel like as an actor, he is just so good, as he is just able to play so many different aspects of the characters that he just portrays in both movies and TV shows so well. As in the beginning, Josh comes across as such a cool, nice guy that feels a little bit endearing, but then as the movie progresses, you see that this guy is an absolute psychopath, where Jack Quaid has clearly demonstrated that he can play really well. So for example, he played a very similar character in Scream 5. And I feel like the motivation behind why Josh is like this is really intriguing, as he clearly can get girls, as Kat is clearly infatuated by him, but maybe he just wants the power and the control and just really wants people to submit to him and just wants to have sex whenever he wants. And Jack Quaid has said that he played Josh from a character's point of view in terms of somebody that never heard the words "I love you." And as a character, this just makes him really unhinged, really desperate, and also really dangerous. So I wish he would have delved into his motivation a little bit more. And he's clearly so emotionally and physically abusive towards Iris, which is why it was just so shocking that she wasn't able to pull the trigger on him right at the end, as he was really able to puppeteer her, as he has such a hold over her until he really doesn't. And speaking of Iris, wow, Sophie Thatcher did an absolutely unbelievable performance. First of all, you're really with this character as you are learning everything as an audience member, as Iris is just opening her eyes to the reality of everything that's taking place. And I think it's really clever how this is in the not too distant future, as there are already some cars that can be completely voice controlled, but they added a layer of sophistication on top of this in terms of it being voice commanded, in terms of it being locked as soon as you report it missing, and you're not sure whether or not you should be supporting or not supporting Iris, as when she gets the phone, she does do some crazy things as well. And it's an absolute game changer when she is now able to control everything, and it really does add a little bit more of a dimension to Josh unknowingly. For example, the fact that he set her intelligence to only 20%, and she was able to cause absolute terror as the movie was progressing, especially right at the end. And of course, AI is the thing that everybody is talking about at the moment, and so I think it's really interesting, and a very similar way to how the creator did it. Is her life the same value as a human life? I really do hope that they do a sequel to this movie, as I really want to see what Iris is going to do next, especially as she is showing all of her clones that they are robots as well. I thought Lukas Gage as Patrick was absolutely unbelievable. I feel like his reveal, the twist that he's actually a robot the whole time, was absolutely brilliant, and this really did transform his character. For example, right in the beginning, he's really submissive, and then when he gets to be on 100% full rage, he is truly unstoppable. I did think it was a little bit convenient that he was able to remember Eli, as really he shouldn't be able to do this, as everything was restored towards factory settings. I feel like Guillén is always really good in everything that he does, and I feel like he was trying really hard to be a good friend to Josh and Kat, but then unfortunately he paid the ultimate price. And then speaking of Kat, I think Megan Suri was really good. I think it's interesting in terms of asking the question, did she really like Josh? I mean, it seemed as if she did, because she was getting really angsty with Iris in terms of her replacing her. But I feel like as a character, she could have been so interesting, and I just wish they would have developed her a little bit more. And I think Rupert did a really good job as playing billionaire Sergey, who's pretty aloof to everything that is taking place, as he totally got played by both Josh and by Kat. And that beach sequence really is when everything suddenly went super chaotic. So honestly, Companion is such a brilliant movie. I feel like they were able to weave in so many interesting and topical themes into a really gripping slasher movie. And I feel like they did it right in terms of creating an incredibly brilliant story and then focusing on the messages that they want to convey. And I feel like this really is a great blueprint of how Hollywood really should focus on this kind of storytelling. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give Companion a mega 7.5 out of 10. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of Companion? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.